I've started the stream. We are live on, well, probably live on right, so
He's telling me what's going on because I've forgotten.
I'm Queen Cecilia,
Queen Cecilia
as a result of some very rapid deaths in the de Normandy family. I'm suspiciously dark-haired for someone this Norman, but whatever. We are currently stuck with agnatic cognatic Gavel-kind inheritance for at least another couple of years, and at least another 8 years or so until I can have reigned long enough to sort things out. I have one child. Well, I have two children, one of whom is a boy and is currently due to succeed me. I better go around becoming chaste or something. I don't know. More little. So long as I don't have boys, it's fine.
If you do, you just have to make sure they don't starve.
It's true.
Make more commanders and send them off on stupid missions.
So.
And you recently, expanded a bit up the west coast of Scotland.
Yes, so that was a war that our predecessor, I think, undertook, and
yes,
that we ended up in the middle of.
Was it Richard died?
Partway through.
Is that? God, they're still trying to put Harold back on the throne.
We're only like 10 years off, 12 years after.
Oh yes, it's true, we are only 12 years after the conquest. So yes, I suppose it's not surprising that they're trying to put Harold back on the throne. I mean...
It's slightly surprising he survived the thing.
Well, I mean, you can arrange that he doesn't. You can have him executed if you think that will help you stay on the throne.
Ow.
I kind of feel that... I mean, we have been watching a fair amount of Iconius, which gives one the feeling that the correct way to deal with rivals is to have them executed before they can do anything. But,
it's true. This does tend to piss people off a bit.
Yeah. Excellent. Wikipedia does have a page about Cecilia. So you're still playing someone who really existed.
Hooray!
Cecilia of Normandy, or in our world, Queen Cecilia of England. Hurrah! You've managed to get someone
converted
to be Cathar in Oxford.
Yes, it's a good start.
I mean, obviously your alternative is to adopt Catharism yourself eventually, but... Oh right, yes, okay, she in the real world, yes, you in order to do well you have to live until 1126.
Okay.
To beat the real Cecilia. French abbess, thought to be the eldest daughter, 2 footnotes, of William the Conqueror and Matilda of Flanders. Entered into the Abbey of the Holy Trinity of Caen at an early age by her parents. Placed there in June 1066 at the formal inauguration of the convent. So,
Argyle doesn't... Do I have a case of Spelleye against him? I do. Excellent. What is it? Oh, I've got a de jure clay. Brilliant. I mean, I've got case of Spelleye against Morganwy, and I'd quite like Argyle because bits of Wales might well be mopped up by my vassals, and I can already create the Kingdom of Wales, which is, you know, important for the long-term plans. But I need to get grips to Scotland. I can't go to war with Scotland itself because it's still in the defensive pact against me. But for some reason, Argyle isn't. And I have a case of Spelleye, and therefore...
What's the situation of... I presume it's Dumfries or thereabouts, the other independent thing?
They're still in the defensive pact. Anyway, I think I should go to war with him. Let's just check there's not... Right, okay.
So yes, there is a question of how you got out of the abbey in Caen to become Queen of England.
Maybe I hadn't actually taken vows yet. Maybe I was just...
you're quite young even now.
I'm 21 and I was already married, so...
I mean, I think actually you don't have the necessary DLCs to send daughters off to convents, so...
Like, having raised like so many of my men in the north, I'm now having to click around going, where the hell are all my men? I'll see if I can do this just with the English troops. Right, so let's put together... Let's see if we've got any actual decent commanders like you. You'll do. Right, anyway, so...
I'm kind of a bit confused by the phrase King Elfwine of England. Oh, he's your husband, of course.
Yes.
And those are described as king.
I mean, really it should be Prince Consort, but... So you're heading that way. Oh, excuse me while I perform a mild getting the hell out of them manoeuvre.
Or disband it. Because it won't manage to leave in time. That's a nice feature that you get to run in behind it, so that immediately return. They're going to try to be easier.
Okay, well...
Don't mind us, we're just marching across Scotland.
Nothing to do with you. People are leaving the defensive pact against me, which is slightly unusual because, surely I'm being quite threatening at the moment.
Something happened at 25%.
Maybe, but I'm above 25%.
No, okay, it's 50 and then 5
Yeah.
and then 50.
There is a big gap at the lower end between being threatening enough to get a defensive pact against one in the first place and being threatening enough to really annoy people. Okay, good. Well done. I'm glad you're buttering up Norfolk. I might as well send you in there. Because apart from anything else, I can raise like another 300 troops as soon as you get there. And there's a Scottish revolt.
When you suffer the revolt.
That's slightly annoying. If I'd waited a little bit, I could maybe have taken on the Scottish revolt, which wouldn't be in the defensive pact against me. Well, I might not have a casus belli against them, you know. That could be the problem.
I don't know if you've got much against Scotland. I mean, you might have a couple of counties. De jure.
I might have a couple of counties de jure. I might have a few more once I, you know, grab Argyll.
Well, no, because that's within a duchy already.
Yeah.
Because that's why you have a.
But I might get, I might end up with a count in there who's got some weak claim scum.
True, yes. I have no idea what the county there has claims over.
We can only hope that he's got claim to the Kingdom of Scotland. Well, not Kingdom, but to some more counties in Scotland, or a dukedom.
Well, even the claim to the kingdom is not. Oh no, if he's got a claim to the kingdom, that's not very helpful. Yes, you would need a claim on the kingdom, ideally.
I should probably stop myself from needing armies at some point. How are we doing economy-wise? We are doing okay. Right, excellent. We've won a battle. Blue. March into the disputed territory. Oh dear, I'm pregnant. Right, what are we besieging? Right. Not a lot. I'm pretty sure, like, everyone leaving the defensive pact will join the defensive pact in approximately the next 5 minutes. And they discover that the terrifying woman is besieging everything. Right, that's enough. I'm going to assault it, because let's also unpause so that they can actually, you know, maybe assault something. Right, that's 52%. Right. Okay, you guys get to go back here because there's no point. Oops. We're being a bit profligate with my men there. Hello. You lot. What? Victory, 100% more score. Release the peace order. Disband the army.
Right, so, have you got any claims against that Scottish revolt?
Right, which one's it? That's
Assuming Scotland has stood in the defensive pact, of course. Alright.
Scotland's apparently not in the defensive pact.
Well, in that case, the second question is, have you got any claims
Claims
against
against Scotland. I've got some claims. So I can claim Inishgal for the Count. I can go to Holy War, which maybe I don't want
Okay,
to
what's
do.
his religion?
I've got a de jure claim on Cumberland and on Inishgore. It's an interesting question. He's Fraticelli.
Right.
So, could maybe go to Holy War. Let's zoom out a bit so I can find out where all the Fraticelli are. So, Germanic, Slavic, remover, whatever the hell that is.
It certainly doesn't look like there is a large Fraticelli contingent in Europe.
No, it doesn't, does it? And the King's
That
got...
would allow you to take a whole duchy off him.
It's true.
And it would be empty.
It's true. So... zoom in a bit so I can actually see what I'm getting.
Scroll it further to the right to the regard of
Oh yeah, good point, well stated. So, Albany is that bit, which is quite nice. Cumbria is that bit, which I've got a de jure claim on. Galloway is that bit, which is not very big.
Gets you a de jure claim on Galloway, presumably. On the county of Galloway.
Yeah, but...
Well, yeah, it's not looking as fun as...
Yeah, Galloway though is an independent thing, so... Lothian is a reasonable thing. And then there's the Isles, which is that bit. And then I've got my de jure.
So,
I think Albany.
So Albany is... Yeah, I suppose you've got all this stuff in the west anyway, so it does actually...
It does get...
Having already taken Argyll,
yeah.
It gives you something reasonably coherent.
Yeah.
Nearby Fraticelli rulers,
What nearby?
I mean, it might be, you might get his vassals turning up, because they might be Fraticelli and you can't... Well, you can
Yes.
check. So they might turn up with their own forces as well as his.
Well,
But on the other hand, yes. Happily, half his kingdom is currently occupied, and
let's get back to the realm view. Right, so... Doof. So let's march you that way. Let's march you that way. Doof.
I think in general it should be the case that you can only raise things when you cross one of the thick lines. As in, thick lines divide your vassals.
Yeah.
I think that doesn't quite apply to your domain. I think there you raise, well in particular, yes, you have vassals that you can't see.
Right, so got lots in, that's good. Arthur and Richard. Gosh, some of my commanders really hate me.
Yeah, I think you might need to do something about him and such like. Probably murdering two cows is not actually right.
Well, he's 56, he'll probably snuff it soon anyway. Let's
Probably
just
want
check.
to avoid running into the revolt army.
Revolt Army's tiny. Oh, that, I've got one. Yeah, well, I'm going to avoid that.
Revolt army is worth avoiding, but like,
Positive war score for the win. Oh look, people are joining the defence pact against me again. I should remember that Brittany is also like a useful place. There we go. Glue. Right, I'm not going to assault that. I am just going to sit and wait.
You're not over and down with troops here.
Well, I haven't recruited any from France, so, you know, I could fish some out of France, which would probably improve my vassal's opinion. What I should do is check for revolt risk.
Oh, look, Oxford.
Let's go find my marshal.
Is he leading troops? I don't know.
Not anymore.
Switch back to Romans.
Oh yeah.
Revolt resistance not very helpful for most purposes. Yes, so the revolt is slowly occupying the Isles.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't really matter what happens in that war. I mean, ideally, it carries on so that the Scots are distracted.
It's true.
But, like, if Scotland splits into two separate realms, one north of your bit and one south of your bit,
It makes it easier to fight them
Then you can
successively,
split them off one at a time.
with a little bit of time between, so that I can go back and claim other bits of the country. Although I do think the revolt may not be Fraticelli, so
Oh yes.
I'm busy being pregnant. Yes, I think at this point I mostly want to win a war of occupation, because unlike some of my other wars, I don't need to worry about the Scottish revolt as such. It's not going to cancel my casus belli,
Don't think so, no.
because
I mean,
well-
yeah, actually, look at the de jure duchies. Is the area you're currently claiming expecting to get the whole of de jure
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
yes, 'tis.
So it doesn't gain you anything. Just as it doesn't lose you anything if it finishes, it doesn't gain you anything if Scotland wins, because they won't take back any more territory that you would get out of war.
Yeah.
Go on, and avoid this one. What's this casus belli thing you keep talking about?
Cause of war.
Cause of war. It's your excuse
Reason.
for going to war.
Yeah. Basically, it's your teacher's note saying, please sir, can I go to war?" that allows you to do this without hopefully getting excommunicated or having like everyone in Europe turn up on your doorstep to set fire to you.
Okay. So, like, a fairly large amount of medieval diplomacy seems to be about finding an excuse for going to war with your neighbours.
Yeah. So that you can say, no, I was totes justified, and people might believe you.
For this one, obviously the Pope's on our side. We're invading a Fraticelli country.
Admittedly, this is still like a couple of 150 years before the birth of Francis.
They're somebody else's little brothers.
Johnny Git. Whose?
I don't know.
Anselm. Is Anselm yet? It's too early for Aquinas. Anselm's probably alright. Alright, we're besieging things. Let's make things go a bit faster. I'll besiege here, and then I'll nip into Gowrie rather, and besiege there, because of course you get more war score for besieging capitals. But of course besieging here, I'm not out of supply, so...
Yes. English holy warfare thing has
ended inconclusively. Does not public. It's not.
Can you get that to give me more? Oh, what? No. What's going on?
I think there's a new king of Scotland and he's Catholic.
Oh, right.
So the revolt did win. Ha! Oh, I've got a son. Okay,
I'd assumed that the revolt was only over the was only for a piece of territory, not that the Catholics in Scotland were revolting.
Yes. Oh well. So, how English am I and how Norman am I? So, is it an otter or is it a lutra?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the real Cecilia spent her life in Normandy.
Right. It's time to have little otters. Well, at least that lot are nice and easy to...
Right, yes. Okay, no, the revolt is still going on. I think they just got a new king.
Right.
Or he converted. One thing he might have done is to convert in order to negate your... might have abandoned Fraticelliism in order to negate your casus belli.
And in any case, I can't go to war with him just yet because I need to
take your troops
away and disband them first. Right, dismiss. Right, who do I want to go to war with? What do I want to go to war with in favour?
So you've still got your a couple of de jure claims for counties.
Yeah.
Yes, Cumberland and I think one other. But Cumberland's the obvious place to go.
Yeah.
Actually kept the whole of England.
I've got claims on Ross and...
So who are those in the defensive pact at the moment?
So that's in the defensive pact. Ross is not in the defensive pact.
That's because you level.
They are in the defensive pact. Scotland is not in the defensive pact.
And you have, yes, the odd...
Let's just check that.
Him.
Yeah, I do still have a suitable excess of...
So how about the revolt? Do you have any claims against the revolt?
Scottish...
Scotland itself is more likely to survive, so probably a better target.
So, not... I don't have any entertaining claims at all. So, well, let's take Cumberland.
And in particular, that ends up...
That will also give me a county, which is handy.
I don't know if you get the county or if you get the existing count, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes. Queen Cecilia, I'll become his new liege. Which one's Inishgol? Okay, but that's disputed territory. Right, anyway, let's declare de jure claim on Cumberland. Okay, there.
Careful. Pause. They are going to run into a battle they won't win.
That's not
I don't think the revolt is going to be deliberately heading into the Isle of Man.
Yes.
But they seem to have ended up there anyway.
It's true.
It would have been embarrassing to...
Yeah.
We want to keep the revolt and the Scottish government reasonably well balanced. So, well, actually, you don't really care except to distract the Scottish government.
Anyway, now I can safely... Now I can safely send them back over here. I do think I'm quite fast, but I don't think that's a worry at the moment. So what have we got? Doof. I'm sure there weren't quite so many rebellions. I mean, I don't think there were any serious territorial claims that William made at this point. He was busy sorting out his administration and...
Well, yeah, and his internal rebellions. I mean, I think
he did have a few internal rebellions.
I think the situation you found yourself in after invading England was
canonical.
Not wildly distinct from reality, except that you had rather more deaths of kings than
is strictly expected. But not, and this is important, any of the ones that we do. Oh, good, we might be able to obligate one of our pesky vassals.
Oh, good, yes. You really need to explain. No, you can't have Harold back. Right, well,
that should solve that faction.
Unless someone else wants Harold, but no one else seems to other than Harold himself, and he's in prison.
So, next up is Harold of Somerset. Off we send our spy master to Somerset. Ooh, most of my advisors don't completely hate me. Not sure about my commanders. Oh well. Right. Still, removing Harold as a threat is undoubtedly a sensible thing to be doing, so there we go. Right, let's sit here and watch this siege nibble away at Berg. Bruh. Don't even know where that is.
No, I don't recognise it, and I've been to quite a lot of that area.
Occasionally I've passed through it on train very quickly.
Yes.
I mean, I've been to Glasgow. Although last time I went to Glasgow I went up. I passed through it on a train in the dark and I was asleep because it was a sleeper train. Next year I might not be able to go to Satellite, but maybe in 2022 I can go to Glasgow again. Oh dear. Right.
I mean, in the real world, William the Conqueror should still be alive.
In the real world, yes. It's 1080 something. Yeah. Because the Doomsday Book is completed in like 1086 or something, I think.
We're 2 monarchs beyond William now.
Yes. Oh. He did have some pretty useless sons, though. I mean, you know, Cecilia is... I mean, she's not, like, the most exceptional thing, but generally, look at that. I mean, she's way better, and she's got a decent score in stewardship. I mean, she's way better than any of her brothers. So, obviously, long live Queen Cecilia, and... obviously, because I'm playing with the traditional equality rules for women, I should become Cathar at the earliest possible opportunity. Mostly because it's hilarious.
I mean, I would note that you are busy persecuting the remaining Cathars in England at the moment.
Yes, that's because they keep trying to lead rebellions against me. You know, if they slip a thing onto my desk that says, if they leave a copy of the Cathar Bible in my bedroom,
I wonder if you could move your capital to Oxford. I think that would be rather remiss.
I don't think I can because I'd need to evict. Yes. That's nice. Probably. Maybe it gives them a de jure claim on the thing. That's fine. Right. Let's paint a portrait of William the Conqueror. Then let's learn the lesson that we can only have one good painting at a time. We have besieged Carlisle. Why is my war score so low for character contesting Cumberland? Because I'd expect to...
Well, it's... Yeah, I think while you get quite a lot of ticking war score for occupying the...
Let's go to the lake. Let's go to the lake. This can't possibly go wrong. Okay, so we're at 29% more score. Let's go for that because that seems safest. Right, so Mr. Bond. Right, we need two. So. There's nowhere else for me to besiege in Cumberland.
Well, then start going through the rest of Scotland.
I should probably fight him at some point, though.
Yeah. But like right now, he's very nicely balanced with his
It's true.
rebellion.
So, who is Princess Agatha? Oh, it's one of my sisters. Fair. Honestly. Not even as good as me. What makes you think you can try it? Right, la la la. Let's besiege Jedburgh. I've been to Melrose, but that was a holiday in the Scottish borders, I think when I was 4, when basically it rained sideways the whole time. We went to Melrose, we went to Hadrian's Wall.
If someone else is busy occupying Gowrie,
It's true.
no, it doesn't. You can't see what's going on in there.
It's the Fraticelli uprising.
Right, well, that's what he gets. Maybe they'll go back to being Fraticelli and you can then launch another holy war. That's a good name,
True.
kind of. Is he your son?
Yes, he's my son. He's my eldest son. So I like the idea of Princess of Aragon. That's the thing. Right, anyway, yes. I need to get him a Groniad, so not got bad thing. Let's assign a guardian based on great eminence, honest, slothful, temperate, envious, charitable.
He does look like being about the only grey eminence.
He is the only grey eminence I've got. So right. This is the problem with being, a sort of small king.
Yeah.
Small.
I think that may only be listing people in your court, and you might be able to send your child away to be educated.
That's true, I can, but that tends to...
Whether you want to do that for your eldest son is another matter.
Yes. It's quite high risk. It's the other problem is, as a sort of middling small ruler, I can't get such good people as I can when I'm an emperor or empress. La 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 la. I do find it slightly irksome that at this point, everywhere has these big castles, and
the pictures are not very reliable.
No.
It shows a stone castle because it's Scottish.
Yes, and one day there will be I mean, at this period, there is probably only, one known stone castle in the UK, which is the White Tower that William the Conqueror was building in London. It's not until the Civil War with Stephen and Matilda that stone castles became common. Oh good, I'm pissed off with my husband. I'm sure this was going to go just fine. Right, let's try and avoid the Fraticelli uprising.
Yes.
Yes.
I think there's a fair chance that Scotland will go Fraticelli.
There is, and that will mean that I can, go after them. But yes, I mean, obviously the Civil War accelerated stone castle building because obviously people were marching all over the country and besieging places all the time.
Well, you've probably done that to poor Scotland. I mean, Scotland's been in the throes of civil wars now.
It's true, but Scotland usually relies on the fact that they're on top of a hill. Which England does a bit as well, but it can't do it nearly so well as Scotland. The Pope has died, long live the Pope.
Apparently there was a civil war going on in Normandy.
At this point we're only a little bit after the time of Macbeth. At some point I should try playing as Macbeth, actually. In fact, I thought we had Malcolm in charge in Scotland for a bit. Yes, because we've got Duncan 2. Duncan 1 is, of course, the Duncan that is allegedly killed by Macbeth. I can't remember if that happens for real in history. Ooh, they've swapped places, so I think there's a possibility that, I could make a dash up the, sort of up the west coast. And
have a quick fight and then run away again.
Yeah. So I think that's worth a try. It is very literally. I mean, I will keep an eye on this lot.
Because if you're sticking, the route finder sends you. Well, that's actually a smaller number of counties to walk through.
Yes.
And more importantly, one of them's your own, so you can pick up food and such like.
Yes. That's promising. Where are you going? Where's Athol?
Athol's south.
That one, okay. Let's go there.
They've changed their mind.
Yeah. Got it.
We now end up in a small, rapid changes of plans from each side. Yes, we do.
Yep. Eventually, it'll get so that one of us will be movement locked.
I'm not sure it will, actually. I would suggest you march into one of them and then... if you march into Athol, then you can chase them north, because they won't want to go north either.
It's true. And if I'm on Athol, then I can be besieging it. Which is not an unreasonable thing to do.
So they're still staying still in Moray, so I think now... attempts to... the revolt is moving, but that's largely, I think, because it's finished besieging where it was.
Yes.
So I don't think it's actually...
I think it's probably going for Ross. But anyway, I'm going to do this battle and then run away down to Clydeside or something.
So, how's that for your score?
Let's run away again. 8% good. Right, that's fine.
I hope you actually get to leave.
No, I don't get to leave. Damn it.
I mean, this is bad for your army, but it's not actually going to kill so many people that you can't.
Yeah. I should be able to still besiege somewhere.
Yeah, but you can't fight anyone else. It just okay, it's killed one of the commanders.
Oops. Oh, my good one. Or my best one. Right. Right, let's at least try and get retreating that way.
Looks like that will cause you to run into the Scottish army, but
That's fine.
You can still beat them. I don't want to fight Fraticelli
I'm
Revolt.
trying to run away from the Fraticelli Revolt. This is how fast I'm running away from the Fraticelli Revolt. Oh, that's giving me Shattered Retreat. I
Running all the way
tried.
to the Isle of Man.
Yes.
Which at least means I think you can't get into any more fights.
Yes.
And Shattered Retreat is faster than most other ways of moving.
It's true. Just not very helpful.
You now have a dangerous faction, probably because you've lost so many troops.
There you go, everyone. I've lost another commander.
Well, Harold Duke of Somerset wants cheering up.
Well, he was a misguided warrior, so...
Okay, we'll sort that.
I haven't. It's come back now. Right, anyway, let's... end up there.
And your tiki war score is probably going to win you this phase.
It's true. Right, we'll obligate vassal. Then we will switch you on to our next most dangerous faction. Right, so that's hopefully sorted Harold of Somerset. Oh god, so there's an independence faction. Fine.
Why does Duke Tor of the Isles hate him so much?
Probably because I usurped his kingdom.
It's worth checking, because like it might be something you can fix.
Hesuriarch. Wow.
Oh right, these are sodding Fraticelli.
He is a sodding Fraticelli.
No, you don't have enough. If you've got medium crown authority,
Yeah.
you can. I think at medium crown authority you can revoke titles for heresy. Okay, no, you can. Right, yes, you can revoke it, but apparently it's still not. It still upsets everyone else.
Yes.
Let me check that first.
%more score.
Cooking is doing most of the work now.
Yes. I'm slightly tempted just to retreat down to
Yes,
Cumberland.
I don't think anyone's going to get anything off you in the next month. So.
Yeah. Let's 100% more score. Let's not do that. Oh well, let's release the Peace Otter. Enforced awards. We won. Right. Oh, fine.
Actually carrying on to Cumberland.
Just carry on to Cumberland, you useless sods. Of course, I can ask people. Oh, of course, he won't convert because he doesn't like me. Yes. So, right. I already had that focused. Anyway, dismiss. Right, let's try not going to war for a bit because that's not helping any of my vassals. The independence faction is dangerous. Can I move anyone?
They're currently working on the independence.
Out. Look at my revolt risk. that revolt risk is?
You're not in any danger of any revolts anymore.
Yes.
So you can set him. If you set him training troops, then that will increase the size of your army relative to everyone else's.
That's true. So let's do that.
It's probably worth checking your minor titles. Catholicism is spreading. This is fine. If it spreads into Middlesex, so much the better.
Yes.
So are all your minor titles out at the moment?
That's the wrong button.
You've got some spare.
Yes.
Spare. I think they should be given out to cheer up your grumpy bastards.
Factions. So you're only slightly. Oh, you're already keeper of the swans.
So there's the guy in Cornwall. He's only minor. So yes, has she got anything?
I mean that's.
Minus 65. So what are her problems? Anything you can fix?
Raised levies.
Devise the county of Winchester. So yes, that's one that you actually use as part of your domain. So you probably don't want to.
Yes.
So does she have a claim on? Oh, she probably has a claim on some thing that you.
Well, she's my sister.
Oh right, yes. So of course she has a claim on the Kingdom of England.
Yes.
So obviously she's going to be a bit grumpy about you being Queen of England and her not being Queen of England.
So
yes, the Duke of Cornwall is currently looks like he's in a couple of factions and is like
doesn't have.
plausibly includable.
And I've got
So
my
what are his reasons? Anything you can fix? Not really, no.
That's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, and I could not team. Where's the Duke of the Isles? No, that's Argyle. That's not. That's. Sod it. I'm over there somewhere. I can give him a minor title.
I can't, I do, hang on, 10, 20, 25, 35, 55, 70, 75, 100, 122, 131. He currently has an opinion of minus 131, so
No point, really.
a minor title will not make any difference. Basically, the only way you're going to fix him is religiously.
Well, let's see if we can give. Okay, right.
Yes, only cupbearer can be given to children, I think.
Yeah.
So it might be worth sending your chaplain up to the Isles, because I think that, I mean, on the other hand, a Cathar revolt is, well, but the revolt risk is officially currently quite low.
Yes, so let's find our Duke of the Isles. So
his capital is there.
there. Where is my thingy? Right. So,
You unplugged it again.
I really haven't.
Okay.
Drink.
Something is going on.
So I can drink June potion, which loses me piety. I get unpregnant. I
and
get
reduced fertility,
tea.
or you get a difficult pregnancy.
Well, no. Let's abort the child on the grounds that I can't. My heir is currently 3 years old or something,
Yes.
and this is like
And is on the
disastrously
other hand
awful.
alive, and you're quite young.
Yes. Right, okay. Useless husbands. Right, well, I've inherited the Duchy of Lancaster. I think
There's
that's
Constance
has snuffed it, and I think that's given me some more money. Right, let's just see. Right, I'm nowhere near any limits. I do have now some spare counties to give away to people, and that's probably improved my vassal thing. Jolly good. Oh, that's nice. No idea what you're trying to do. Okay, now I'm depressed. I'm not sure why I'd be depressed about this. I mean, you know.
Oh, because everyone has told her it was a terrible thing she did.
I suppose, yes.
Because all of her vassals now hate her even more. Right.
It's true, it's true.
Right. So.
They're not very good at real politic. That's their problem.
I mean, look how nice you are. You haven't murdered King Harold yet.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So you do
Ooh, I seem to have lost some of my most dangerous. Oh, damn it!
have boing.
Up we come.
None of them are catastrophically dangerous, but you do still have a dangerous independence faction.
And it's independence.
So
That's fine. I've got
Yeah.
my spy master there to scheme and right.
I'm trying to convert Duke Thingy to
Duke Thingy, which will help a lot. I can't move anyone else. Well, no one relevant anyway. So. Okay.
your
My
husband, who hates you for lots of other reasons. Well, I would go for trying to get his. Okay, you may be fairly doomed at actually improving him, but like you also get some money. What did the other one do? It was entirely negative, I think.
No, I got some money, but
Alright.
I didn't get. He got like -15, but I mean, given that that's already his opinion of me is basically already a hole in the ground, because he's my rival, presumably for the Kingdom of England. So let's do a little bit of research. How much does it cost to build? Okay, yes. So we need to wait a bit. I mean, obviously the most logical thing to build is a great cathedral, but I'm tempted to build either a great harbour or a great lighthouse on account of the fact that I've never been able to build one of those before.
Is that a new Harold of Thuringdon
That's
faction?
Well, it's a New Bedford. No, yes. Well, where's Bedford? I've lost Bedford.
Harold, Duke of Bedford was the Harold.
Yes, but he's now snuffed it.
Oh, he's snuffed
So
it.
I've now
Excellent.
got a new Duke of Bedford who only slightly hates me. Yay, I guess.
Does cowardly infanticide time out? Or are they going to think that of you
No,
forever?
that's not
Looks
good
like they
time.
think that of you forever.
Right. That's going to be exciting.
Or at least those who lived through it. I think they may eventually.
Right, okay. Let's issue a declaration of independence. Repentance. Come on, Catholics. Oh, right, wow. People tried to kidnap me. Jolly good. Right, well, paper investiture it is. Excellent, that's fine. I'll live with that. Okay. What? Pretty sure this didn't happen in 1082. I mean, you know, canonically, the Muslims only ever made it halfway up France.
But no, they've developed useful shipping, and have hence turned up to raid Bath.
Right.
Given the state of your vassals, I'm quite impressed at how many levies you still get.
It's true.
I suppose medium crown authority will do that, because
Yeah.
that sets quite a high minimum levy.
Yeah.
I mean, it also means that your vassals hate you, but
It's
all
true.
different from Poland, where I think you finished the game on autonomous vassals,
Pretty much.
which meant that everyone loved you, but they didn't give you any soldiers. Not quite.
But close.
Actually, the major reason they didn't give you any soldiers was because they were too far away. Are you moving anyone else into that country?
Not yet.
There's somebody else's army there.
That's somebody else's army. Well, whatever. Right. Actually, let's not do that. Let's move you straight to there. You not can go there. No, pause. Yeah. That's what I was meaning to do.
Then that starts making sense.
Yes. Right, and the 17 whatnot got there first. Right, I'm a worse dueler, let's not do it. Okay, I'm a worse dueler, let's try and be brave. Let's not lose the duel. Losing the duel is bad.
Yes, slight problem with piling in very early. Your morale was terrible. The raiders were all quite tricky.
Yes, not sure why. Get in there. That's better. Yeah.
Are they leaving now? Oh yes, they said we'll arrive in St George's
George's Channel, yes. So, I'm imprisoned. That's nice. Let's tick time fairly fast, because there's not a lot I can do.
Even a reasonable amount of stuff. Indeed. 250 money.
Let's give it a go. Hooray, I'm not...
You probably have some slightly better opinion as a result of defeating the raiders, but
Yay.
it's still fairly terrible out there.
Yup. Okay, even Normandy hates me at the moment. I get an extra penalty for cowardly infanticide in my own dynasty.
Yes.
Jolly good. Right, okay.
Because they want more of the dynasty.
Yeah, well, you know. You think I shouldn't risk my life, but you're quite prepared for me to have children. You hypocrites, you. I'd just like to point that out. Right, anyway, I need my vassal opinion to recover. And my vassals not to have been raised too long. Let's just check that I don't have any vassals raised. So let's tick time a bit faster with the aim of getting to about 1700 gold and maybe building something exciting in Kent. Well, we're waiting for this to happen. Right, okay, that's improved that lot a bit. Okay. Right. So. When I leave my... Oh, hang on, something's happened. Rescuing of England, my daughter. Right, let's arrange a betrothal. It should be matrilineal.
Reasonable age? I suppose you could send her to someone. I don't think you want to link with by marriage with with Scotland.
Yes.
Scotland is your target.
Yes.
I mean, there's the Prince of the Byzantine Empire, who's a bit on the old side, but he's
Well,
right at the top of the list.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Yeah, I think
might
he's...
actually be worth having.
Yeah, let's go with him. She shows skill with Marshall, but it's no bloody good, because... right, let's assign her a guardian. So let's just do a little bit of research. Ooh. So Great Harbour will get good trade, and increase maritime military capabilities, including in sieges.
For the most part, though, the actual benefits of a great work are not nearly as big as the benefits of its add-ons.
Yes. And then there's
So
Great Lighthouse, which may increase trade and tax revenues.
Give me a bit to look
Yeah,
up.
no rush on this one. No,
Especially after you had to send a vast amount of money to
yeah.
get yourself back out of the clutches of the
Yes,
Muslim raiders.
it's true. Well, they had...
Your mother died.
My mother died.
Well, I mean, this is a 10 opinion thing, so it's worth giving it to someone who slightly dislikes you.
He'll do. Okay, I don't recall betrothing her to Prince Niels of Denmark, but
Or
that's...
maybe someone else did.
it's possible.
Right, she's your half sister, so it's slightly odd that you're the one
Yeah.
organising things.
So,
She may have ended up in your court because some unfortunate accident fell her.
what the hell happened to him?
I don't know, but I would observe that he doesn't like you very much, and I might go for a spy master who is marginally less competent. Oh, well, okay, who is substantially less competent. Ooh, it's a tricky one. Because on the one hand, Ewan of Chester is probably going to plot to murder you, but if you can stop him plotting to murder you, he'll be excellent.
Yes.
Why does he hate you? Is it for the usual reasons? Why does Drogo like you? Is actually the better question.
Well, he wants the Duchy of Lancaster,
Right.
which I currently hold. And all
Which
the
you only
usual...
just acquired, didn't you?
Fairly recently. But it's my only duchy.
Oh, right. Drogo is your friend, yes.
Yes, Drago is my best mate. Well, let's give it to... The problem is he's a bit useless.
13 really isn't a very good spy master, and a good spy master is a useful thing to have.
Right, so... Factions, you say. What have we currently got? Right, Cornwall, let's go and send you to scheme in Cornwall. There is a small problem that, if this goes wrong, he will, just...
Scotland appears to have fallen apart a bit.
Scotland has fallen apart a bit, hasn't it?
Really?
Fitzeupraxia, what?
Wow!
Who
That is an excellent name.
It is. So her parents are my brother and some random princess of Ruthenia,
Wow.
who my brother was presumably shagging. I mean, honestly, could you not keep it in your pants? I mean...
Apparently not. So you have a Millicent Fitzeupraxia.
But I am really tempted to betroth her to the Basileus of the Byzantine Empire.
I mean, she's not of your dynasty, sadly, properly.
Yeah. Well, I can, of course, naturalise her.
I don't think you can, because
she's not my...
not your daughter.
Yes.
And her father is sadly dead.
But anyway, I think that that's a laugh.
Won't be naturally in your, but that doesn't matter. She's not in your
No.
thing anyway.
Well, I can't. Anyway, let's assign her a guardian. Let's assign her, because I'm sending her off to be married. Someone exciting. Well, let's go for him, because he at least has a number that is capable of improvement.
I don't know if doing that makes him like you more. You could have a look now and see if you can have a...
That's
I'm
true.
running at some boards. So you can also vote for... Let's think any of those.
No.
Diplomacy, improved relations, possession commander, master of force, tech, brave, prestige. No, okay.
No. I think it's probably time for a tea break. Could you encapsulate for...
Okay. I don't think I'd want tea.
Oh, I can imprison my husband. Well,
On
let's...
what grounds?
So, I can imprison Radolf
have-
Betful, who's one of my commanders, which is fine. I can... Yeah, he's far too much. No.
Imprison your own spy master.
I can imprison the one person that actually likes me. And I can...
Elfwine, what on earth plot is he engaged in? Killed Judith. Who's Judith Normandy?
I suspect it's one of my half cousins or something that's now stuck back in Normandy.
I mean, I'm not sure it helps you a lot to imprison your husband.
No, and particularly not since I've only got a 55% chance of succeeding. But I just thought I'd mention it.
Yes, I was going. So, yes, what?
So I don't want to go to war while everyone hates me quite so much, and indeed I want my vassal levies to time out and to earn some money. And also that gives me a chance for converting my inconvenient vassals. And we can just deal with this small problem that everyone's quite sexist.
It's only one of your many problems. But
Yes.
I think the fact that you're Norman is annoying people moderately much.
Yes, well, I just need Chaucer to turn up. I mean, technically, I should know what literature was being produced in 1083. I did do a course on this. It's just that most of it I found interminably boring. There's some stuff about satire and olla podrida and things. Ultimately, I ended up, in the later bit, mostly Arthurian, and I ended up morphing into exciting Arthurian adaptations, including, I think, the Hungarian one and the Norse one. The Norse one's really good. It's a telling of Tristan and Isolde, which doesn't have everyone wandering around being in love, and just has people killing each other. Right, the Anglo-Saxon populace in Middlesex resent me as a ruler and feel that I'm a foreigner, yet I depend on these self-same people to collect my taxes and man my army. This simply will not do. I think it is time to bring some boys from back home over to help out here. Sounds like a job for real men. Right,
Middlesex
becomes Norman. Right, well, that's kind of useful, I guess.
So the special add-ons for the harbour are mostly things that improve taxes and trade value.
Mm-hmm.
Though there is a military wharf which gives you plus 50% galleys and plus 15% siege speed. I'm not sure if that means everywhere, which might be quite nice. The Great Lighthouse, it has, I mean, there's a bunch of standard add-ons that you know already, retinue and cabin and such like both of these. Actually, yes, they do both have retinues. The Great Lighthouse can have giant banners for plus 5% morale of armies, a treasure chamber for storing artefacts in that makes them less likely to be stolen, but I don't think you've ever had an artefact stolen. And royal apartments, which give you plus 3 sex appeal and enable private conversations. Both of them also come with a plus 5 minor title if you, I'd rather have an option of a plus 5 minor title. So.
Right, let's obligate the vassal. And then let's send my spymaster up to join my chaplain and my chancellor in trying to squash the person who hates me most right now. Because although he's still involved in factions, he doesn't hate me quite so much. Well, maybe no. Actually, I'll send my spymaster off to Cornwall. Oh no, he's in Cornwall. So once he's dealt with Cornwall, I'll send him off to the Isles. Yes, right, jolly good, brilliant. Right, off we go. Not proselytise. Stay proselytising. In scheme. Oh. Scheme.
Space.
Right.
They don't all fit.
They don't all fit. Right, there we go.
So what on earth is going on with Scotland now?
Let's zoom out a little bit. So we've got okay, Morganwy is trying to take over bits of Scotland for reasons best known to Morganwy. Lindisfarne is trying to take over bits of Scotland.
Ah.
Yes!
Praise the Blessed Virgin.
Yep, right.
Now how much? Minus 59. Look at that.
That's fantastic. Brilliant. Excellent.
Oh. Back to Oxford.
Back to Oxford for the chaplain. Oh, because I accidentally unassigned him and reassigned him and I have to wait. Damn it. I didn't mean to do that. I just misclicked. Oh, something's...
You managed to lose your... You have a designated
I
region.
thought I had a designated... I'm sure I designated a regent recently, but apparently not.
So you designated region, Baron Pandolf and Vilbon.
Yeah.
Whether he's a good plan is another matter, but...
Oh yes, I can create the Duchy of Cumbria as well. Let's sit back into this view. So,
Someone else has declared a holy war.
yes.
Not excellent, it doesn't screw up your
Yeah, I mean at the moment, you know, if
vassally.
also if Morganwy tries to go for Scotland, then that's fine. I'll just take over Morganwy instead. I've got a claim on the kingdom. Or someone has a claim on the kingdom. And so then we've got Soraya has expanded and got a hold in Scotland. So Scotland is now in two halves. Minus Caithness as per usual.
Pause.
I think someone came of age and got married. That's nice. I'm not going to create the Duchy of Cumbria yet. I will hold that in reserve as something to do later on. Right, who, what? Okay. Fine. Right. There we are. I've got a regent. Well, all this enforced rest from war is doing things a power of good. Ooh, any second now, I might drop below 5% threat. So, we've had... I forgot what the French for Martin is. Oh yes, that's it. I should stop having sons. Also, sons are a terrible idea.
Well, you can stop having children entirely very easily by locking up your husband.
That's true, if I can still imprison him.
Like, if you want to stop having children.
Yeah.
He's unlanded, so I think all he can do is flee.
Yes. Anyway, how's my son turning out? Proud, patient. How old is he? He's 10. Yeah. What I should look out for is some geniuses, though, shouldn't I?
So you have now taken out the largest chunk of the middle of Scotland, or rather your vassal carved out the largest chunk of the middle of Scotland.
So is he feeling more cheerful now? Now that he could take Holy War for... Yes. Right. So what's happening here? Lindisfarne is going for Scotland, which is good. We like that. Norway is going for bits of Scotland. And there's a lot of uprising. Jolly good. Right, okay. Well, I wouldn't want to be in Scotland. And there's a Cathar uprising in Wales. Well, that's not my problem. Jolly good. Oh, right, my son. Oh, he's club-footed. Well, let's try and arrange him a betrothal. Let's get him a Princess of Aragon. Let's try and turn him into my next generation spy master. Right. Backstabbing skills. Is really flamboyant schema the best we can do? Really?
I mean, a flamboyant schemer with 23 intrigue from somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, so that he'll end up with a high base intrigue, and the ideal thing will be to stick him under Ewan of Chester until he's like 15, and then stick him under a high level backstabber.
He is, well, yeah.
I mean, no, someone with a whatever the highest level of
Yeah.
I've forgotten what he is.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But the backstabbing trait, because then he'll get high base backstabbing from having been educated by a level 23 backstabber.
Yes.
And then the extra boost from getting a high level education trait. But that requires a bit of like careful timing.
And also finding someone in my kingdom that has the right bloody attribute, which I don't think I've got.
Or sending them away.
That's true, yes, I could at that stage send him away. It'd be nice to set a little thing on him that says, when you're 15, come back.
Yes, you don't have a way to mark things in your calendar to do in a few years' time.
No.
So yes, you are now in a position where wars are not a terrible idea.
It's
especially
true.
if you can press one of your vassals' claims, because it'll cheer them up.
It's true, it's true. So... Right, let's go look and see what's happening in Brittany. So... How scary is Brittany? Does it have a good pact? No, it doesn't.
1,500.
So that's for Count Thing of Maine. Let's go see what the Count of Maine thinks. He does not like me that much. Gibran of Dahoybath. Where's Dahoybath? Right, and he would like a claim pressed on Powys. That's across. Well, Powys is internal.
No, I think that's Powys, the county, but doesn't he have a claim on the duchy, which I think might be that small hole with the green thing in it. Yes.
Yep.
So that would be an easier claim, but will get you much less land.
Yes.
Easier and more within your main territory, but...
Yeah. Now, let's go for Brittany. I think Brittany is the one to go for. To declare war. Right. Send. Turn down time a lot. Apparently not. Really not. Okay, right, well, let's just do the... I want to know how much the... Oh, right, 1.4 per month. Okay, I can afford to do that. Ooh, okay. Suddenly that goes up. Right, Squillion fault. Fine.
But you can still afford to do it.
Just about. Okay, so Mr. Bond.
That's an awful lot of ships. somewhere under there.
Maybe.
There's 2 armies there, so we're going to do something like that. Conveniently, you have an that thing off Lincolnshire empty. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it looks rather confusingly as if you may not get the whole of Brittany.
Yes.
Some of Brittany is not Brittany.
Wow. Okay, so glue, sort out army, Duke of Cornwall, he'll do, and he'll do. Where are you going? You're going to. You're running away. Okay. Well, I think I shall send that lot straight in there. Let's dismiss that fleet because I don't need it. Let's dismiss that fleet because I don't need it. Right, on pause.
You have a bunch of armies standing around in the Midlands. Oxford, places to Oxford.
Not for long. Actually, I should march into this bit, which is the bit that will actually accrue.
There.
And
What?
I have no idea. Ship. Get over here. Right. Unpause. Bung on ship.
They've just arrived.
Oh, right, okay, right, let's cancel that.
You just sent the fleet off without.
Oh well, never mind. It's not a problem. Well, let's glue you lot together and send you straight back over there. It's a laugh in it.
Two more armies arrived while you were doing that.
Let's also put some people in charge.
May as well stick your husband on the front of the army just in case.
Well, yeah, can't possibly go wrong.
Either you win the war or he dies.
Yep, it's great. There is no downside. Oops, that's not what I wanted you to do. That's more like what I wanted you to do. Let's switch back to realm view. Okay, why will they come back there? But okay, is that where their army was meant to be heading? I'm gonna move on, you lot.
loaded another 633 in com.
Right, okay.
I think you can dismantle the fleets.
I can dispatch fleets. Right. Now suddenly everything's looking a lot better. Good lord, that's given me quite a lot of war score.
Well, you have just thrashed the entire Breton army.
I suppose, yes.
And they're now running away. Who is Richard de Confield? Your rival. Also one of your commanders.
I mean, he's a tough soldier. I mean, but I want to, reserve my plots for good stuff.
This is only backing a plot, so it doesn't burn your...
Oh yeah, oh well,
plot.
still.
It merely you would help with any assassinations that were required.
So somewhere there's another 600. Where's the 600 army? I want to send you over here. No, let's just wait that one out. It's not a big siege. Could go down quite quickly with that fort level. Yeah. No, look, I'm trying to glue that army together. Also, I still should not be leading this.
Well, you can turn off your ability to lead armies.
Oh no. Are you going off to England? I suppose you might be.
Yes, they're besieging your capital. I think it's probably worth just leaving them to it. You can besiege faster than they can.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Right, let's marry her off to Denmark.
Was that who she was betrothed to?
Yeah. Dawn the Britannia. Saint-Malo. Let's go into the disputed territory while we continue trying to besiege Normandy. I have no idea. Saint-Malo, or Saint-Malo as it is buried. Yes, I know where that is. I understand that.
Yes, you rather know. Well, at least I rather know the northern half of Britain much better than the southern half.
Well, I mean, if you want me to talk about, the viticulture of Brittany, viticulture, sorry, of Brittany, and the Brittany founding of Brittany ferries and such like, I can do that, and the prehistoric dolmens and so on. This was A-level French with a textbook about Brittany. It was published in 1978, so 1 year before I was born. So it might not have been a really up-to-date reflection of Brittany in the 1990s. If we're lucky, it was a reflection of Brittany in the early 1970s. Assuming there was a bit of a lag between anything happening culturally and it making it into a textbook. Yes, and thalassotherapy, and how Brittany used to be the sort of favoured holiday destination of Parisians. Well, I think that was a very long time ago. Given that, certainly by the 90s, rich Parisians flew south for the summer. La, la, la. Sieges are still boring. Right, still, anyway. I'm at 78% more score. How's this siege coming along? No. Gwenet? There are definitely some weird letters in there. I can't read them. It's a bit small. 87% more score. Henbon? Onbon? I have no idea. Probably not pronounced quite like that. It's Breton anyway. Of course, Breton and Cornish are closely related, but I didn't do the Brittonic languages. So, how are we doing with reading it? That's quite a lot of war score, losing London. Oh well.
You've gained some fairly rapidly with these two sieges.
It's true. It's true. Well, we're back up to 87% with that. Let's march you over to Retz. Whatever's in there. I don't know. I guess I'm going to find out. So Le Crunet is done. 95% war score. And now we're besieging Ambon. Ambon or something. So that's Rezé, the county capital, Machecoul and Clisson. Which I think with a slightly different spelling makes it into the modern day. I wonder if there's going to be a defensive pact against me within the next 5 minutes.
Well, you might want to work out if there's anyone else you want to go to war against.
Well, there's
Paris.
There's Paris.
Because you could, pause before the defensive pact comes into existence, possibly even before ending the war. And,
Well, I could get to 100% war score, like now, pause. Can I take the risk of dismissing all my levies and then releasing the peace otter?
probably, yes. You need to make sure that siege doesn't finish first, but it's got a fair way to run.
The problem is I have to retreat everyone out of... I think it's safer to do it and just accept... Because the thing is, that's a... I've got a de jure, I think, claim on... No, I haven't got a de jure claim on Paris. Well, it's a lot.
But I think you can safely do it in the other order, because it takes a short while to found a defensive... Oh, yes, you need...
So what? Release?
I think so. The only danger is that that siege completes too early, and you have to wander back in and besiege another place. It's only a bit of extra time. So I would go for taking them back out of. A note that you're getting ticking war score at the same time, so they may not. It may be that even if that siege does complete, it won't actually get them back below 100%, minus 100, or get them back above minus 100% war score.
Yeah.
So I think you withdraw those and thus get yourself into a position. Because the problem is otherwise. Oh, I suppose you could dismiss them in place, couldn't you?
No, I can't because it's not my territory yet until I've released the peace.
I mean, once you'd claimed the territory, you could have dismissed them and instantaneously started a new war. So yes, maybe it wasn't necessary.
Right.
Well, like days from being in a position to sort it out now. They're also within days of finishing the siege, mind. Right, so you do still need to finish. You do still need to end the war first. So.
I might as well do that.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about that siege completing.
Yeah, let's release that peace otter. Right, yes.
Right, and then, right, yes, they're in Upper Brittany.
Yeah.
So once your troops are back in your territory...
So I can dismiss this lot, because that's safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Expand. Let's check. You are not part of any pact against me. You're part of a lot of non-aggression pacts, but nothing useful. Right. Declare war on Powys. For the Duke of the Hoybath. Send. Zoom in a bit so we can actually see what we're doing around here. Yes, and I'll usurp Brittany once I'm done, maybe. That will cost me a bit of money, which I will then need to save up again in order to build my great work, but I think that's worth it. Just by usurping the kingdom, of course, petting kingdom, I get a bunch of de jure and so on claims.
If you don't want to press those claims yourself, you can give the...
I will give the duchy to
someone else.
Yes. Oh, look, there's a defensive pact against me. Oh, that didn't take long. But still, I got enough time to start this war. Oh, I can create... Oh, right, okay. That's getting exciting. Right, you're now a large enough group of people. Right. Duke of thingy. Duke of the Isles. I'll forget over there. And then we'll get everyone else together in a... Right. So, now that will mean that... So, while I'm marching my way into Powys, empires, you say. So I need 1,000 gold and 8,000 prestige. So I need, basically, I will need to create those kingdoms, and probably I need to usurp that petty kingdom, and create that duchy, and then have 1,000 money left over. Well, this is a long-term plan. At the moment, it's important not to change.
Your second army is kind of assembled now.
So it has. Glue it together, send it to Powys. Pause. My centre is looking a bit feeble. Right, let's try not to be stressed. Anyway, while I'm busy fighting thingy, can I change to
I don't think you've been ruling long enough. It has not rained for at least 10 years.
it's coming up shortly because it's 1087. So then I just have some other problems.
No count or higher tier vassal has a negative opinion of you. Does
Actually,
that apply to all changes of succession?
yes, I'm pretty sure it does.
Right.
Let's just check that that's right. That's not a problem. Okay, so I don't actually need to found the kingdoms because I've got the realm size, but I'll need to found the kingdoms in order to get the prestige.
Yes, so
Right, so let's have a look at. Okay, so usurpation is quite expensive
yes.
for the amount of prestige I get, but it will give some useful de jure things there. I probably shouldn't threaten him. Let's try obligating him. Let's go look at my faction problem. Yeah, okay, let's leave him there and hopefully can do something useful about it. I have far fewer people here than I expected. Oh well.
Possibly raid with
Possibly.
inhabitants.
Right. Siege is boring. I mean, you could try coming back to me with 540 men, but it's not like it went that well the first time. So, we're besieging both. Foul. You're wandering around trying to find somewhere to besiege. It's not like I don't recognise the signs. La 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 la. Nice try. No cigar. Oh my god, I might have some technology. Right, well, let's go for some good old improved keeps. Which will mean that across the country people can upgrade some keeps. La 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 ward. So we're getting to the point where Geoffrey of Monmouth should be writing his history, and that means we can start wittering about Arthur and about beavers that bite off their bollocks when confronted by beaver hunters.
I think that exposing other people's spy masters is probably good. Generally.
Let's give it a go. It'll probably lead to someone somewhere hating me. I mean, you know. This is kind of the problem. So, let's just go through a little reminder. Creating kingdoms gets 400 prestige. And creating duchies gets 200 prestige. So basically, I've got 1,000 prestige in the bank, and I need to get like another
Lots.
5,000 from somewhere, roughly. Well, while I'm waiting for my siege to complete, because sieges are so exciting.
What did happen about
That
that
painting? Hey! I want to have words with that artist. I also want to have words with the Pope. Surely it should be time to go on crusade soon. I can't remember when the first crusade is, I mean... if I play this game long enough, I might manage to learn when the first crusade happens, but, you know...
Well, it does happen at different times, depending on how the game is progressing. I think, yes.
I'm going to try threatening Duke Tora. This might not work well. Okay, that's actually worked. I didn't expect that. Gosh. And ooh.
So you successfully converted him to Catholicism and got him to stop
plotting against me.
Well, not plotting technically, but
yeah, factionalising.
Yes, thank you.
So, Count of Lancaster is now leading a faction, biggest faction.
So, if the year is at least 1090.
Okay.
And Jerusalem is not controlled by Christians, then Crusades can start. Looks like
Jerusalem's
probably
not
Christian.
Fatimid Sultanate. I'm pretty confident in saying they're not Christians.
But yes, they can unlock earlier if Byzantium, Rome, some parts of France, or some parts of Germany have become non-Christian. In the case of Germany, I think it has to be that the population are Christian, but the rulers aren't Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, it's probably fairly common that Germany is, in general, not Christian at this stage.
By this point, we have plenty of well, certainly the western part of Germany along the Rhine, and along whichever river it is that goes into Switzerland, which is possibly still in fact the Rhine, have, from the 9th century onwards, have tons of places like Fulda and so on. There's most of them founded from people from England, well, not England, but what will be England eventually. Boniface went out there. Right, let's obligate the vassal and sort out some of my faction problems.
You did move him off Tora?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I moved him to Lancaster. Let's get that wrong. I probably can't move him till... I can't move him for another few months, so he's just going to have to sit there. Right. There we are. Release the peace otter. Right. This and this. Right, let's go and have a look at my vassals.
Some of them might like you.
So, Duke of Warwick doesn't like me.
But he's also in prison.
But he's also in prison, which is one reason. He's also a title claimant. Duke of the Isles is down to a mere minus 47. Isn't that nice? De Hoybath likes me a lot because I just pressed his claim, although that will expire in, not for 20 years. 30. Yeah, 20 years, so that's quite good. Duke of Brittany likewise likes me quite a lot because I pressed his claim. So that's an improvement. Duke of Normandy. Ha, lol, no. Norfolk.
I mean, you may be able to, probably you don't really want to reduce the size of your domain much.
No, because I need to get some prestige from somewhere. I have a lot of dukes. I mean, the thing is, what I really want to do is become empress. Then I can put in a bunch of... and then get viceroyalty, and then put in a bunch of viceroys. So that I can fettle just a few people's opinion. Right, so where are we? What have we got? I think we should use up the Petty Kingdom of Brittany. Upper Brittany. Because that gives us a bit of prestige. Right, there we go, on there. We're still there. So, right, we're doing okay on that front. Right, well, I think what we do is we tick time reasonably fast. So, is there anything in particular that we want to be doing? Let's just check that our most obvious war targets are in fact part of the defensive pact against us. To which at the moment... Oh yeah, sodding Great Shield. Scotland is astonishingly not in a defensive pact against us. It's sadly Catholic, but do we have casus belli? We do! So I can claim Scotland on behalf of Scotland, which is not a good idea right now.
A bunch of unlanded people, which, I mean, not that it matters much.
Yes.
If, of course, there was a Normandy who had a claim on Scotland, then that would be excellent. But
I can claim Teviotdale on behalf of my vassal, behalf of my other vassal, so I could pick the one that hates me least.
So yes, I think you have a couple of claims on Teviotdale.
Yeah, which is like... I mean, it is his capital, so, you know, that is fun.
Forces him to move capitals again, which is always an annoying thing to have to do.
It's true. Soraya is part of the defensive pact against me.
Norway?
That's a good question. Not part of the defensive pact... no, hang on, I can't tell. Not part of the defensive pact against me, and only slightly scary.
You won't be there for a while.
Also, I don't... What?
Have you
Okay, so I do have a claim on Caithness for my usurper. Brilliant. Right, well... I think it's...
Of course, the alternative to founding a custom kingdom is to invade enough of Ireland that you can found Britannia.
It's true. But most of those, I think, are part of the defensive pact.
Probably, yes.
And I don't think I've... Like, you know, never mind if I've got any good claims against them. Okay, so the two easiest ones to attack are part of the defensive pact. Whoops, that was not the meant to press. Not in any trousers. Anyway, you know, it might ask me if I want to found the Kingdom of Britannia, Empire of Britannia, and then I can expand into it.
You don't get de jure claims for having an empire.
Well, I'll just have to invade Ireland anyway. You know,
De jure claims from having or controlling a duchy and from having a kingdom.
So
on
the plus side, you know, as an emperor, I can, you know, go after people that have claims on the Kingdom of Ireland.
Yes.
Insofar as there is one.
Yes, there isn't one yet.
Still, yes. To be fair, right now, there's only barely a Kingdom of Scotland. It's only because
there's still a kingdom. In particular, thus there are people with claims on that crown.
Yes.
Whereas I don't think there can be anyone with a claim on the Kingdom of Ireland, because there has never been a King of Ireland or Queen of Ireland to be able to claim it from.
We're getting close to the time of Brian Boru, which is who ruled quite a lot of Ireland. But I think it's time to end this pedantry and save and quit and think about what I might want to do tomorrow. So, I'm stopping the stream. Good night.